my friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in for another video. My name is Sarah. So today guys, it's going to be a very exciting video because we are going to be harvesting. So let's get quickly started. So I just wanted to show you guys an overview of our little tiny balcony garden, so then we can head on to harvesting. So firstly, I will start up with our tomato plant. If you can remember, it was such a tiny plant and it's grown up so much. And if you see here, we did give it 2 supports. So this one is one of those sticks that we got from Home Depot, and this one is just a curtain rod that we've attached. So and then we used these multi-purpose ties to tie them together. And the minute we gave it some support, there was like so much of change in the growth of the overall plant itself in just a week. And so now if you can see, we've got so many wonderful tomatoes here that are growing, and we're just going to let it ripe, which probably will take another at least 20 to 30 days more for it to ripen well and turn red. They're all very green for now, but if you can see, there are a lot of flowers that are coming up, so we will be getting more fruits from them as well. So this is for now our biggest plant because it's grown so much, and also we just kept cutting out, pruning the branches. That made it a little more smaller. Otherwise it was very difficult for us to even move inside the balcony. It had grown that big, so we just moved it towards the end. If you see here, this is our chili plant. If you remember, I had already put up a video on how I germinated the chili seeds in the tissue paper, and then I planted them. That is how they've become now, nice and bushy. There are lots of plants here. So what we did is we did transplant 2 of them into this tiny pot and another 3 to 4 in another pot. So they are become really big saplings that need to be transplanted soon. And then next up, this is our potato plant. I had just planted those sprouted potatoes that we have at home. I just cut that into tiny pieces and I put them in the soil, and it's become such a huge plant, and it was sort of toppling over. So if you see here, I did tie it up to the balcony. Let me see, it's down here. I tied it up to the balcony, the railing, so now it's a little okay. Otherwise it was stooping over. And a fun fact for all of you, if you can see here, our potato plant is starting to bloom. When you see flowers on your potato plant, it means that it's starting to keep potatoes underneath the soil, which is a very fun fact and super exciting also. The minute you see flowers, they are making tubes under the soil. You know that your potatoes are ready to harvest is when all the leaves on your potato plant turn yellowish orange or dry off and fall off. That's when they are perfect to be harvested. So now let's believe that our potatoes are being cooked underneath and ready for us to harvest soon. And this is our capsicum plant. This also was quite a small sapling. We got this as a sapling, so it was quite a small sapling when we got, and I did upload harvesting 1 capsicum from this. You can follow me on Instagram where I do these small garden updates, so you can find them there. So we did harvest 1 capsicum from our plant. See some more Sorry, I just got distracted. There was a huge bee that is going around here, but it's good that we have bees because they help with pollination, but I just get a little freaked out. Flowers that are starting to bloom, so we are hoping to see more capsicum in them. This is another potato plant. Again, just a sprouted potato that I just cut into pieces and I put it in, and that's also growing well. This is again our chili saplings that we, the saplings that I showed you there. We just transplanted some of them in here. I need to transplant a few more as well, otherwise it's just going to run out of space. And this is our blueberry plant. If you remember, this was also a very tiny sapling when we got it, but I don't know why it's never flowered, so we did not get blueberries from them. But let's just hope and wait. Hopefully they surprise us. But they are really happy and growing because if you can see, it's given out new leaves and fresh ones here as well. These are all new leaves, so I'm hoping they might survive, but let's see. And then moving on here, this is our coriander plant. If you remember, I did in my previous garden update, I showed you guys how you can sow the coriander seeds and everything, but that sort of did not work for me, as in it did not grow properly. My coriander is sort of dried up, so I'm just trying it for the second time. But this is the only method, like you have to sow them in soil, and I'm hoping they come out well. And then next here we have our mint plant, which is my what do you say, one of the most successful plants this year. I'm sure mint is something that all of us can easily grow, and it sort of never disappoints you. So that is good in a way. The more you keep cutting and removing your mint leaves, it grows much bushier. So if you're growing mint, just make sure that you're cutting them often, so the energy does not keep going in the same plant. It distributes into producing more. So we will be harvesting some mint. I will show you guys in the end of the video. So this is another plant. This is our ginger plant. This again is from a small piece of ginger that was sprouted. I found it in my kitchen, and I just used that, and I was sure it probably wouldn't sprout, but it is coming out well. If you can see, it's given out a couple of new leaves, and the second one I sprouted probably maybe last month, and that's coming out as well, which is good. Let's see how this comes out, but of course it will take some time for us to harvest the ginger, but let's just wait and see. Moving on, we have our onion plant here. They need to completely dry up, so if you can see here, it's starting to dry and wilt. It needs to completely turn brown for us to harvest them, so let's just leave it that, but it's good. It's coming out well. Only when we harvest them, we'll know how the onions look. Finally, this is our big cucumber plant. This was such a tiny sapling when we bought. It hardly had like 3 to 4 leaves, and look at how wonderfully big it's become, and it's starting to give out, of course, a lot of cucumbers, which we are going to harvest today. So just few things that I wanted to speak about this plant. So if you see here, this is your male flower. Let me just search for one. So this one you see here, this is a male flower. If you see, there is no tiny baby cucumber at the back, it's just the flower. So this is the male flower. I will show you guys the female flower now. This is a female flower. If you see, there is a tiny cucumber at the back of the flower. So this is the female flower. So mostly for us, the female flowers were the ones that bloomed first, and then the male flowers came. So mostly all of these these climbing varieties, so be it your bitter gourds, watermelon, cucumbers, all the squashes, pumpkins, everything almost has the same male flower and female flowers, as in a tiny vegetable behind the female flower. So once this blooms, the pollens from the male flower, they fall into the female, and once the fruit starts to grow well, the male flower just drops down. If you see, I do have a lot of male flowers on the floor, I think, because they've done their job and it's done, and so they fall off. So they start off very tiny. So I'll show you guys one cucumber that's just beginning to grow. See here, this is just beginning to grow. So this is how it is at the beginning. This cucumber here was very tiny. I thought it wouldn't grow and it's gonna just fall off the plant, but it is thriving and coming up well. And I wanted to show you guys this humongous one that we are going to finally harvest today. Can you just check out how big this cucumber is? Wow. And trust me, it is super heavy. It is so big, and I'm so excited to see how it tastes. So we're going to be harvesting 2 of them. We have one big one here, and then few others on the sides that I do not want to leave on the plant for long. That I do not want to leave on the plant for long because I do not know how they may taste. We're going to be harvesting 2 cucumbers and some mint. So let's get started. Wow, Elijah, look at that. What is that? That's such a big one. Show me. Wow, it's so big.
Look, it's giant.
Yeah, it's giant. Hold it. Let me harvest the other one as well. So let's now harvest some mint leaves. I'm gonna cut some for cooking today. And also, like if you do not want like you know, a lot of leaves and you just want few for maybe for your tea, what you're going to do is it's always better to, you know, cut off the bunch at the top like this. That will help with more production in your mint leaves. Instead of, you know, cutting the entire stalk, you can just cut up a couple of leaves. Also, just make sure that you're, you know, pruning up all those dried leaves as well, so that also encourages more growth in the plant. Hey my friends, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this harvesting video, and I'm so glad I waited and I harvested it with you guys. And also I'm so excited for these wonderful harvests that we got today. Let's just cut them open and let's taste how. I'll let you know how they taste. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do like all the videos that I post, kindly subscribe to my channel, and also share my video if you find this interesting. It would really help me a lot. And also don't forget to leave a comment down below, and also ring that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll catch you guys soon in my next video. Until then, my friends, take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye.
Really tasty. Tastes just like the store-bought ones that we get at the grocery store. So juicy.